When the US Secretary of State arrived in office, he made reviving the Middle East peace process his primary objective. This week, he made his 11th visit to Israel in almost as many months. But it was a journey that ultimately took him nowhere. Even so, Kerry insists it's too soon to write off the Israeli-Palestinian negotiations.
They understand what the choices are, they understand what the stakes are, and they understand each of them their own limits and dynamics. So we are urging them to find the compromise that is critical to being able to move forward.
Last July, it had all seemed so hopeful when Israeli and Palestinian negotiators met US mediators in Washington. Their goal was ambitious: final agreement on all issues. Both sides made concessions. The Israelis agreed to release 4 groups of veteran Palestinian prisoners. The last batch is yet to be released, though. And the outcome of these talks was ultimately pegged to the fate of the remaining prisoners. The Palestinians, for their part, held off on asking for greater UN recognition. They also didn't sign up to the International Criminal Court, which would enable them to prosecute Israel for war crimes. But in the end, both sides failed to deliver in full what they'd promised. And so Kerry knew his plan was in jeopardy before he got to Israel this week. By then, his hosts had failed to meet the deadline to release the final batch of Palestinian prisoners. In response, the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, signed 15 international treaties. Israel announced the prisoner exchange deal was now off. Kerry has now raised the stakes. He's warning that the United States is now considering whether to continue its mediation, saying it's time for a reality check. Adrian Brown, Al Jazeera.